You know, Goodwill used to be one of the best places to find deals at. Now it feels like you're better off just going to a random store that sells new items because you'll probably get about the same deal you're going to get at Goodwill. And remember, at Goodwill you're getting used items, and the conditions always vary on the items that you're going to purchase. Some people might have good intentions when they're donating to places like Goodwill, but unfortunately, Goodwill can do whatever they want with the prices, and sometimes they get really greedy. And we're going to discuss it in today's video and react to a bunch of videos relating to this topic and also some crazy prices at Goodwill. With that being said, let's dive straight into this one today.
I have to make an announcement about how ridiculous Goodwill is these days. This is a bag of used makeup brushes for $7. Used eyeshadow for $6. Are you freaking kidding me? I probably could have went through and shown like 15 more things that I've seen at Goodwill, but I'm not even about to do that. The fact that people go to that place to get deals because they're broke and this stuff is donated and they're charging. I saw a half a bottle of perfume, half a bottle already used, for $8. This world is a rip-off. I'm not going to Goodwill anymore. That's insanity.
Now, she was showing makeup brushes and used foundation and makeup, and that was still listed there at Goodwill for $7+. But when it comes to perfume, some of the prices I've seen on used perfume, like half-used bottles of perfume, is ridiculous. And there's actually, honestly, a collector's market out there for old perfume. I swear to God, you can go look it up on eBay. It kind of blows my mind. And I think one of the reasons why they also raise those prices and have crazy, outrageous prices for things like perfume is because there is a lot of resellers who go to places like Goodwill or other thrift stores to find things to resell on eBay. And because of that, and because of the demand and the market there, Goodwill wants to make as much money and as much profit as possible, unfortunately. And that's just where we're at right now. And we have some ridiculous prices here. Oh my God, what is that? Ooh, $18 right there for that random horse that you can buy for $10 new. So that's called greedflation if you haven't figured that one out. And we also have a nice bench here. This used bench right there. Nothing too fancy. What are they asking on this? Okay, so they want $126. $126 for that. Honestly, you could probably find something very similar at IKEA for close to the same price. Now, I know IKEA's also went up a lot in the past decade or so, especially since the pandemic, but you're not seeing crazy inflation like you are at Goodwill. Goodwill, I think, realized because the world was like on pause and there's a lot of people who lost their jobs, so people were looking for side hustles, and one of the side hustles was reselling. It became very popular during the pandemic, and I think Goodwill realized that more than a lot of other thrift stores, and then they just raised the prices accordingly, and that's just unfortunate. But that's just what's happening. It's so obvious that that's the reasons why, one of the main reasons why prices are up so high. Look at this. What is this, a Monet? What are they asking for? Oh, just, over $1,000 for that. I mean, hopefully it's a really in-demand, well-known artist there, because these prices are like antique museum prices right there. And then you want to talk about other crazy prices. What about these shoes here? $20 for those used, high heels here as well. Looks like you can barely find any shoes under $10 now. And then look at the bags right here as well. This is likely a fake if they are actually good, but no, it's $40, and that will actually happen a lot. I've honestly had to return a Canada Goose jacket before that I bought for $80, which is really expensive for a jacket. Took it home, did some investigating, realized it was actually fake, and they would only do an exchange. They wouldn't give me my money back, so I had to use the credit from that to try to buy something else in the store, and it took me like a week to find anything that was decent for that amount of value, to be honest. Like, I could have just spent that on garbage products there at Goodwill, but I wanted to get some fair value out of it. But my God, the prices that they have at Goodwill is ridiculous. Another bag right here, juicy bag. What are we looking at here? Oh boy, $90. And also it's Halloween season, so why not sell some overpriced Halloween displays like these right here?
Stumbled upon a Goodwill I hadn't seen before, and I really thought I was about to get these jack-o'-lantern soldiers for $1, but no, they marked them up twice as much as the original price tag that is still on them. I've seen this online, never in real life.
That is so funny. And it's happening so often now. I don't know if they're just lazy at the back or if they actually think it's honestly funny. It's like, hey, they have an old price sticker on here for $3. I know what we should do. Why don't we double the price, then put it back on the shelf? $6 sounds like a fair price for those, listed at $3. Are they vintage? Is that like an old sticker from like 40 years ago or something like that? Because it doesn't look like it's vintage. It looks like it's relatively new, so you shouldn't be doubling the price for it potentially being a used item, right? I guess the sticker means it's a new item, but maybe like new dead stock, but ridiculous pricing here at Goodwill. But again, doesn't surprise me. You know what else doesn't surprise me? $100 for this lamp. And honestly, that is actually a nice looking lamp, but I would not spend $100 on that. Maybe I would spend $20 tops if, it's not broken or anything like that. Look at that gross sticker right there. $10. What are they asking for this? $15. Another sticker they probably should have peeled off. We also have some more crazy examples. Helly Hansen, it's not even a good jacket. They're asking $110 for a Helly Hansen jacket. That's not even a good brand. Oh my God, look at this here. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're not going to find shoes. Those shoes are in worse condition than the ones that he's wearing right now. Yeah, you're not going to find shoes for under $20, especially decent Nikes. Anything that's in style, good luck trying to find shoes for under 20 bucks at Goodwill. Wedding dresses, $500, and you're probably going to have to spend a lot of money to get these tailored to you as well. So $500 for a wedding dress. That is not only greedy, it's also very depressing that, these are getting donated to Goodwill, and this is something someone wore on, potentially their most happy day they've ever had. Now it's being resold at Goodwill for $500. That just makes you feel gross when you see that. Oh my God. What is the price on this? Oh, it's got a bread basket on the top, so I guess it's an antique, and that's why you're spending, what? $150 on that because it's a bread box antique shelf right there. Unbelievable. At this point, should they just make their own antique shop? It would be unfortunate to see that because, they're getting a lot of these donations for free. And a lot of antique shops, they have to purchase this stuff off of individuals selling to the store. Now we're going to go into some comments that people left on my previous Goodwill videos. So let's see what people have to say about Goodwill prices now in 2025. Here we go. I'm a single guy. I make low six figures annually. The last time I went to a theater was in 2001. The last time I ate out at a nice sit-down restaurant was in 2009. This person is very frugal. Very, very frugal. It's been so long, I really don't miss either of those activities anymore. Goodwill is just following the crowd. There seems to be no end to the businesses willing to gouge its customer base. I haven't been in a Goodwill in several decades, back when they were really inexpensive and catered to the less financially successful. Now they're catering mostly to resellers. They know a lot of people who sell stuff online can still make profits on them, even though they're going to price them up as high as they possibly can without a reseller turning the item down. And a lot of times they'll also be like half price days, so a reseller might go into the store, eyeball something, and then wait for that 50% off day to hit. And then they arrive first thing in the morning and they snatch that item up. That will happen also a lot. But again, resellers are one of the main reasons why the prices are so high at Goodwill. I'm in Edmonton, and I used to be anti-Walmart, but times are tough. Sometimes I've noticed the groceries are cheaper than Superstore. Some of my monthly Amazon go-tos are cheaper than Walmart, and I saw a ton of cheap new clothes there today, including a rack of adult shirts, t-shirts for $5. Boycott Goodwill. Yeah, so if you can find brand new shirts at a Walmart for $5, and you're not going to find that at Goodwill for $5, then maybe you should just go at Walmart. I know there's some brands that are more desirable that you can find at Goodwill, obviously, but usually they're pretty privy to the good brands and the brands that are desirable for people, especially resellers, that they're going to actually mark the price up for sure. They get away with it because we are all programmed to go there and it's supposed to be cheaper. That's true. It's just one of those things that people just remember the name Goodwill. It's supposed to be a cheap place for thrifting, but unfortunately, it's not really a thing anymore, right? But we've been conditioned to think it is. Times have changed. Stop feeding greed. There are other options. There's definitely other options. I mean, again, if you're going to try to find the cheapest things possible, you might have to go to garage sales. And even garage sales are getting pretty ridiculous now because people, again, are getting really privy to resellers and online sellers and what prices are online for certain things, what they sell for. So they're going to act accordingly. So it's getting really difficult to find anything for a fair market price, a cheap price nowadays if you're someone who is in need. Pre-COVID, I could find everything I ever wanted for cheap. Post-COVID, and prices are insane with too many people turning it into a business all at once. Yeah, again, like the resellers. Very interesting how that happens. Anywhere you used to find deals are now a thing of the past, and I couldn't agree more with that comment, but I want your comments as well down below in the comment section. Maybe the next time I do a Goodwill video, I'll go and read those as well, and I'll pluck some out for that video as well as we react to some crazy prices at Goodwill. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you learned something today as well, and if you did, again, leave your thoughts down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.